Hey, and welcome to the show. This show is brought to you by Patreon members like you.
Thank you for being a Patreon member.
As a Patreon member, you get a video of the podcast that we put out twice a month.
Now, on with the show.
Monday. I hate that song. Monday, la 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 la.
Hey, you can even see it in there.
No, that's fine. That's okay. It just looks cool though. It'll have people go, what is that? Hey guys, what's up and welcome to Monday. We snuck back in the store because, well, to be honest with you, it's easier to sneak in the store than to get caught in the parking lot at the mall. And for those of you that don't know what we're talking about, watch part 1 of Saturday's show.
That's right.
Is the compressor? Oh, the compressor ain't on.
Didn't even on.
I was gonna
You're
say,
kidding me?
We haven't been here for a week, so.
Well, you've been here. Bro.
I've been here, but I haven't had to turn on the compressor for anything, so. Hey, what's up, Lewis? That song, Monday Sucks.
What's up, Marty
100%.
Dean?
Oh, Marty's in the house. I think Marty's sitting at home like we are.
Really?
Yeah, I think because Illinois just
Well, we're
got,
not
like,
sitting in the house. We're sitting in the bay, so.
Well, now we are. What screws do we use for installing speakers and amps? So we use a screw from Stinger. So all the screws we use are from Stinger, except for the M5 screws that we use, which are all listed on the DNF tool drawer. But Stinger sells like boxes of screws, and honestly, we just buy every screw they make because it's just, I don't have time to get to Home Depot or anything.
That's right.
So they make a big head screw, a small head screw, a self-tapping screw. But with that being said, DNF tool drawer, as we were talking about on Saturday, has been totally revamped. So all the links, I went through, the only thing I didn't add, and I meant to do this yesterday, was the amp clamp. Because I needed to know the model number, and since we're here today, I'll get that before I leave. Actually, you know what?
Manchester UK. What's up, buddy? Andrew. Luis, hey buddy, how you doing?
This right here so that I know to take a picture of it. But no, so DNF tool drawer is all updated. Everything there is current.
Australia.
There's been a ton of.
There's John. John Snide. How you doing, man?
Hey John, talked to Creek today. He said nice things about you. Speaking of, so I got this phone call today. And this was earlier today, and I was talking to him, and I was like, man, I hate it when people call, and I didn't recognize the name, and I don't answer the phone if I don't recognize the name. So later in the day, he calls me back because I had said to Fernando, I said, Kurt, who the heck is Kurt? I don't know Kurt. And it turns out is a longtime friend of mine, this guy by the name of Creek, and he has a brand called Concrete Audio. Go figure. So you guys check it out. It's once all the COVID life goes away and we get back to normal life. Eric Brooks in the house.
Hey, what's up, Eric?
Hey, I'm just gonna say this, Eric. 6-channel Alpine amp. Just saying. You teased it. Let me touch it. Anyways, so check out concreteaudiousa.com. That was what was playing here. But hold on. Tools by Dean and Fernando, DNF tool drawer. Oh, that's funny.
What?
The way it comes up in here, my search engine. Anyways, check out Concrete Audio USA. He makes some neat stuff that some of you guys might be interested in. Where's it at here?
Hey, what's up? Christian, yeah. Audio Control 608 is awesome.
He just got one. He's
okay. He's been working on it. Yeah.
If you go to DNF tool drawer, it's got all these little squares that you can't see. But if you go to the one that says Install Stuff, all right. On the Install Stuff page, there again, a bunch of stuff that you really can't see. Okay, you can see that. So now an Install Stuff has every single Install Stuff thing that we talk about. So LGDs, all the pack stuff that we always talk about, like for 2-channel video, 4-channel video. If I have a pop, if I want a delay, if I have noise, if I have a bass knob or I need a bass knob. So Install Stuff is where it's all at. All the connectors, all the bass blockers, ferrules, shrink wrap, braided loom, all the tape, all the foam, basically anything that we use that we order from Amazon, which is all this strange stuff, except for Pack, obviously we get it from Pack, but it's all here in the Install Stuff page now too. And then if you go to the plastics page, So the plastics page takes you to the stuff we use for plastic. So the saw blades we use for plastic, and then there's links here to ABS and the Sentra. And what you do is they're just links to those products so that you can type in any size you want. All right, so that's new to the DNF tool drawer. Makes it hopefully easier for you guys. Go ahead. Hey, from California.
Juan, los de aluminio definitivamente van a ser más fuertes para la música mexicana.
Fernando, did you get your HT setup? I'm guessing that's your, what is your HT? Is that head unit? HU?
Home theater.
Even better. Did you get your home theater setup?
Yes, I did. And thank you, John.
Oh, John Schneid. Yeah, the man right here.
Dude, yeah. I just have to work on the receiver.
Yeah, don't worry. I'm just going to give you mine. I'm going to get a new one. You can have mine. Eric Brooks is the man. So,
hang on. Eric says something about...
Oh, there it was. It's right there. You passed it.
I tried.
It's right there. When I get
back on the road, we can talk about Alpine. Yes.
So much for that.
Thank you, John. It's insane.
Why no bass blockers on tweeters in your installs? Why would we need them?
Well, what?
Why no bass blockers on installs? So... here's the deal. When it comes to tweeter installs, if we're going passive, the bass blockers are built into the passive crossovers.
Correct.
If we're going active, why would we put a bass blocker on it?
Because the crossovers are on the
24 dB Linkwix Riley crossover set to the right frequency. Why would I want a bass blocker? I mean, kind of the whole purpose of going active is to not have those in place to get in the way. So, Bobby! What's up?
What's up, Bobby?
Soon, I hope. I know, right?
Gary. Gary, hello from Maryland. Have you done?
Irvine, California calling.
Oh.
I have no idea.
Not right now, guys. Thank you. Have you guys done an Addison F-150 upgrade package yet?
We haven't done... Okay, so the Addison...
Raptor.
Hey, what's up, Mel?
Hey, Mel.
Pros and cons of the 650 versus the... Jeep. The Jeep i409. That's the Jeep radio, right? i409?
Probably.
I'm thinking you want the Jeep.
Hey, Mom.
You know who should answer this question?
Eric!
Answer Eric's question.
He's gone.
No, he's still there. Anyways, what was that? What was I saying? What's the deal, Pickles?
About the W650?
No, we weren't going to answer that. Oh, they asked about the Odyssey.
The F-150.
Okay, so the Odyssey F-150 system was actually supposed to go into the Raptor. All right, so the big Raptor build we did that had all the Thesis stuff in it, that started out as the Odyssey upgrade. We were going to do the full Prima system in that and just build from there. So what you get when you buy that system is, just so happens, you get this woofer right here, which is the Odyssey 10-inch enclosure that downfires up underneath the seat. Sits like this. It's got these cool little feet with Velcro on the end of them, so this doesn't slide around.
You have to put it on.
And this goes into the system. Now, the basic system gives you the bit 8.9, which is the smaller one. We were going to upgrade that to the Forza, which is the F 8.9. And then it kind of snowballed from there. So this got replaced by the Forza, which eventually got replaced by the Voce. And needless to say, we ended up doing a much bigger system. But the reason why this is here is because, yes, hopefully if Bill got my email today, we will be doing that system very shortly in another vehicle. So.
All right, this is cool. Scott, hey guys, what is the smallest compact one-channel amplifier with at least 2,000 watts?
A small, compact, 2,000 watt amplifier.
Ooh.
That'd be, oh man. I mean, the RPs are pretty small.
The RPs are pretty small.
The RPs are pretty small. All right, so let's...
Okay, no, but like 2,000 watts RMS or...
Well, the RP makes the 2,000. They make the RP 2000.1.
Like I was thinking, I was thinking like very like 750.1 Rockford.
That's 950 watts. You need two. That's still not 2,000 watts. That would be the smallest.
That's the compact.
If you bought two T750.1s, which would be about, it'd be about that big. Which honestly, at that point, the 2500, which would be more money, but the Rockford 2500.1, it's about that.
See.
I don't know.
Johnny agreed with me.
Two Rockford 750 minis. I like the idea. I like what you guys are both cooking there, because that's not a bad idea, because you can put them side by side. You can put them like this. You can hide them behind seats.
Very small.
You only have to run a 4-gauge to run both.
Now, probably you're going to spend a lot of money in those two amplifiers.
No, those aren't that expensive. I mean, yes, they're going to be more than an RP2001. But I mean, if size is an issue, it might be worth the investment.
Rubber band height. There you go. Tower and base 3K.
Yeah. If that's what you want. I mean, we put one of those in the Acura the other day.
I like that one.
What?
This one.
No customers. Time to put Morel amps in the lights. So actually, I'm with you, but we're working on something else. But if you're doing that, that's awesome. I would like to do it, but I don't know. I got to do other things.
When testing the input clipping from the deck with the DD1, do you connect the RCAs from the deck into the DD1?
Yes, you can. But the easiest way to do it is just to go after the amplifier. Yeah. So what you do is you EQ flat, hook everything hooked up. Like, install everything. Disconnect the speaker wires. Hook your DD1 up there, make sure your gain is down, your crossover is up high, just like it tells you in the instructions, and you play 0 dB track, all right, and you start turning up the volume until the light comes on. And that's how you can do it right through the amplifier. You don't have to go before anymore. It's just do the gain train right through the last, hook up directly to the output of the radio, directly to the output of the amplifier. When this clips, the amplifier is going to clip. You see it all the way through. That's the way we do it now. It's so much slicker, and that's how Steve says to do it, and we follow Steve.
Christian Shadow, I want a DNF t-shirt.
Don't we all?
After Saturday mockup. that will be something like running from the law. It's crazy.
Install Flex Evos going active for first time. What size cap for protection? There again, just set your crossover right, and you don't have to worry about it. There's no, trust me, man. Hundreds of tweeters. You're not going to blow the tweeter because of the crossover if you get it to where they say. And there again, you could call them up and say, call up and talk to Sage and say, Sage, I want to go full active on this. And if he says to run a capacitor, do it. Otherwise, I don't.
Just call them.
But yeah, you talk to Sage there at Orca. Running from Ohm's Law, exactly.
Yeah, no
we don't. If we're going full active, there's no other crossovers going in there. It's full active for a reason, and it's going to do its job. Where you're going to blow your tweeters is you're going to overpower them. That's how you're going to blow your tweeters, because you're going to do something silly like go in there and try to turn the gain up. Dude, no. God, no. Leave the gain all the way. You're going full active. That gain should be 0. You don't need. They're not 200 million watt tweeters.
All right, Thomas. Paul, if you call him, he can deliver it to you. Nobody can come in the store. He can deliver it to you.
We do Audison.
We do
Audison, and we can get Moscone.
We can get Moscone. I don't think Helix.
Helix we're not a dealer for, but if we really wanted it, I'm sure Digos would sell it to us.
Yeah.
Hello, thoughts on Aeroport versus slot ports? So when I built boxes, I always would use slot ports, but I would use slot ports out of the necessity that that's what we had access to, because, when you're a retailer, you're trying to build your boxes the most affordable way possible, and it's definitely cheaper to build a box with a slot port than with the Aeroport. Now, as a hobbyist, when I'm walking around and I see the Aeroports, I personally like the look of the Aeroport. Nothing gets me more excited than seeing that gigantic piece of PVC with those rounded edges. I think that is super cool. Now, as far as the sound difference goes, I'm sure there's a slight sound difference, and that's probably an arguable topic somewhere on one of the SPL forums. But as far as like a cleaner install, like if you're going to be doing flushes and stuff like that, I think the slot port you can do more with than you can just a big circle. There again, it also depends on the look you're going for, but typically you can almost hide that slot port off out of the flush and you don't have to see it, or it can be down the center. So I feel there's more you can do with the slot than you can with the Aeroport. But if we're just going straight loud and it's in a trunk, I don't know. Something about having a big 8-inch port that's rounded looks really cool. It's your call.
All right. Can you tell Peter how can he get a shirt?
the shirts we don't actually have them here. We have them made by Teespring/store/5star. So we use a web service called Teespring, and all our shirts are for sale on Teespring. We have them for the minimum amount possible. So like I think you have to make like $2 a shirt. So it's like default $2 a shirt. So we make all the shirts are like $19.99 or something like that. So they're all as cheap as I can make them. But yeah, so this is the 4th of July coming up, the American flag, because we're all patriotic, living for the country. And then that's our Splash shirt. This one is only available
Thank you, Christian.
in this color. The Splash shirt, I believe, is available in multiple colors. So some of the shirts you can get in different colors. This one you can't because it's the red, white, and blue. And this was the color we liked, so it stays that way. And I'm wearing blue shoes today.
All right. Do I need a remote relay if I'm installing a NAV A to B audio control DSP and a 3 amplifiers and a 2018 F-150 with a BO system?
Yes, for God's sakes, run a relay, anything from NAV TV that has an output that says it's an accessory or a remote turn on. Always, for the love of God, run a relay. Whether they tell you to or not, always do it. Because when you call, when it's blown, they're going to say, well, did you run a relay? And you're going to go, no, it didn't say to in the instruction manual. And they're going to go, I'm pretty sure it does. And you're going to go, no, it doesn't. But yes, always run a relay on anything NAV TV, no matter if you're always, if you're running one thing, fine. If it's an accessory output, run a relay. Always run a relay on anything accessory output. But for remote turn on, if it's running more than one amp, I strongly recommend running a relay. We always do, because I'm not taking any chances with that brand. Now, if you're using a DSP that has an input and an output, then you're golden. So like, most DSPs have like remote in and remote out, then you don't need it. Okay.
All right. I'm running focal flash components and coaxials power in. Then with the Hertz HCP4DK 120 watts by 4, I want to add another amplifier, a 2-channel, and bridge the 4-channel. The channel rated is a 400 times 4 bridge. Well, that would be too much power for the focal flax.
No.
It's 400 watt.
No. Remember, it's not the power, guys. Power doesn't kill these things. Distortion kills them. Distortion and improper crossover points are what kill the speakers, okay? Here's the deal. If you're going to run, let's say, 10 dBs of gain overlap or 5 dBs of gain overlap, and you got, let's say, a 150 watt speaker and you're putting 200 watts to it, you're just an idiot, okay? That should straight up be 0 dB of gain overlap. You don't need it. There's plenty of headroom in that amplifier. It's 200 watts on a 150 watt speaker. So that's where the fun lies. Like we just did a set of the Morel Carbon Ultra Nanos, the thin suckers, rated at like 150 watts. We ran like 280 watts to them. Big freaking power, man. 0 dBs of gain overlap. Literally gains all the way down. Okay, so it's just straight 100% sexy, clean as hell power going to those things. And man, did it sound freaking awesome. Just like, we both sat in the car for like a good 5 minutes going, wow, man, like, wow. First it's a speaker that's this thin and you're just totally shocked that it's putting out any sound at all, but then the sound it is putting out, as clean as it is with all that power, with no distortion whatsoever, blows your mind. Now, keep in mind, if you're going to also stacking a DSP in there, don't gain up on the DSP, gain down. All EQ down, not up, down.
All right. Hello again, fellas, from Long Island.
No
New
pain,
York.
no gain. No pain.
75 times 4 RMS. It's enough power for the Addison Voce components.
It's the minimal amount. 75. It's funny. Like 75 watts is a lot of power. Like we did that kicker key, the new one, which is like 5 watts more per channel than the old one. And what did we put those on? Like we were totally shocked. What were those speakers that we used? You remember? It was in the Ford. Well, those were Focals. We did the Focal integration off of a kicker key last week or the week before last. Before we had to close.
Yeah.
We did that. Remember we did the F-150 or it was an F-150
That was an F-150
with a kicker key integration.
And
yeah, and it's just amazing how much power 75 watts is, especially on something like a Focal that is super efficient. So like they have like
there you go.
95, 90, 60 Bs of efficiency. You don't need a ton of power to get those things up and make them dance.
So it's good. More power is better, but.
Hi, Dean and Fernando. 210 kicker comp RTs or 210 Rockford Fosgate P3 shallow sub Chevy Silverado regular cab running Rockford Fosgate 750.1. If you can get the okay, so I'm guessing you've already bought the box, but if you haven't, check out the Fox box. Because you can do a Fox box in the Chevy Silverado as long as it's not the low transmission hump. I'm sorry, as long as it's not the high transmission hump, and put some regular woofers in there, and that's crazy too. However, P3s versus those, I mean, if you want them to sound great out of the box, the Comp RTs are going to do that, whereas the P3s are probably going to take a couple weeks before they really break up and sound good.
All right. Tino has a question. I need a knowledge. The epicenter must be connected to one of the speaker outputs and not to the subwoofer output. Is that true?
It needs to be hooked up to what?
To the one of the front. If you connect it to front, you're gonna get better results than connected to the subwoofer output.
No.
From the head unit.
Aftermarket, factory.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, okay, so the secret is to put as much signal into the epicenter as possible. I mean, really, you need about 160 hertz and down, but if you can go up higher, that's fine.
So his question is, if I connect it from the subwoofer output to the epicenter, and then go from whatever.
Just turn the crossover off. All you gotta do is turn the crossover off or turn it up as high as possible. So like if it's like a Pioneer radio and you can't turn the subwoofer crossover off because if you do, the subwoofer shuts off, then just turn it all the way up to the highest level it'll go.
Right.
Okay? So you can still keep your volume control. In the end, you want the crossover to be after the epicenter. So your epicenter, signal, epicenter, crossover, amplifier. So the crossover on the amplifier is the one you want to use, not any one before it. So if that's that, then yeah. Thank you for your response. Appreciate Foxhawk Mason closures for regular cab. I don't know. That's a good question.
All right. An audio control dealer told me there's a 8-channel amplifier DSP. I haven't seen one. I'm missing something?
No, they don't make an 8-channel DSP amplifier. They do for home.
Yes, that's
might have got
right.
the wrong guy on the phone, but no, audio control only makes a 6-channel DSP amplifier. They make an 8-channel DSP that you can hook up to an amplifier. But no, they don't make that.
I don't know if you answered this. NavTV M650 GM
This is the
Bose.
relay? No. Okay, GM Bose.
Okay, versus the Back Amp Pro AP4 GM61. Both perform virtually the same function.
Yeah.
It's one mechanically superior than the other one.
No, we've done them both. Honestly, I didn't really hear any difference between the two. We've done both in various installations because we've had people that just want the Amp Pro. We've had people that want the Nav TV piece. No, you got to keep the amp in both. I didn't hear a difference. Did you? To me, no. Gave me preamp. That's all.
That is, you know. That's what they're
Nav TV's claim to fame. If you want, okay, so Nav TV's claim to fame is this, and this might be important to you, and this is why I'll say it. For one, they're built here in the United States, so they're built here in Florida. They're not built overseas. So if you want to buy American made, you're gonna buy Nav TV. If they're also, they claim that their other claim to fame is that they use a Burbron DA converter built into their system. So if that's important to you. But other than that, yeah, pretty much same happiness on both ends.
I don't know if you.
Dude, let me tell you what, Alan. Epicenters, man. I get what you're saying, but dude, Epicenter. Someone my age, Epicenter's awesome. If you listen to Latin music, Epicenter is the bomb,
even
man.
rock.
Well, I'm just saying, I listen to rock, so I mean,
Exactly.
you know, trust me, man. You play some old school rock that's just, and it's like, oh, this sucks. I got 212s,
Yeah.
and then it's like you turn on that epicenter, it's like, boom, 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 and you're like, yeah, all right, here we go. That's what I paid for. So yeah, you're a Burr Brown. Ah, and that would be Ada. What's up? I want to build a single cab wedge shaped truck enclosure rear, hoping I can make it work with 215 hybrids. If you're short, I don't see a problem. You wouldn't be the first guy. I've done it.
All right. Hi, Dean. I'm looking to buy a Kenwood head unit for my 2011 Tacoma.
Okay.
Will I need a Maestro for factory steering wheel controls and the factory backup camera? I would definitely get the Maestro.
The Maestro will be easier. Okay. When it comes to easiness. Okay. As far as like if you have any programming to do, which nowadays putting in a smart harness without having some form of programming involved is almost non-existent. But everyone always wants to do a little bit of tweaking, so you spend more time trying to figure out how to tweak your unit, and that sounded bad, than necessary. So when you do a Maestro unit, what's beautiful about a Maestro unit is they give you one form of instructions. They walk you through page by page, which we showed many times in many videos how to flash a Maestro unit, and it's like designing your steering wheels. It's simple. You just, I want this feature, this. You know, if you want this feature to do something different, you can have it do that. You design it how you want it. You flash the unit. It prints off the instructions. Tells you everything you need to know. And it's updated constantly. So you're guaranteed that when you put a Maestro unit in, it is the latest firmware. It is the latest instruction manual, because there is nothing. It's just an empty shell before you get it. Not that these things change that much, but that's the one nice thing about it. So, hope you guys are staying safe. For the most part, bored out of our minds, but staying safe.
All right.
That's how you tweak your unit. Christian's on it. Boy, I tell you, he must be at home like drinking sugar or something, man.
He don't drink
oh, Jesus. So, were you here the other day when I had to walk Ada through flashing the DSR-1? You left, you'd already left, right?
I was here, but I left.
Okay, so poor Ada had to flash a DSR-1 the other day, and he called me because I'm apparently the DSR-1 guy. And oh my God, man, I'm talk about talking somebody off the ledge, man. Oh, he was losing. So I'm like, just breathe. It's kind of like me today trying to figure out how to download that software when I had to call Jeff. I'm like, okay, I don't get why. Why Windows, man? Why? Bored. Dude, speaking of, bored. That's good. So Bobby emails me the other night, or messaged me the other night. And Bobby, as we know, Bobby's a Star Wars fan, and we're both jonesing for going back to Disney. And he found all his old Star Wars stuff in his garage, and was, of course, just sending me pictures of this, teasing the ever-loving shit out of me. Like, he's got an awesome collection of Star Wars stuff.
Really?
How many times did you flip out? I'd have flipped out a lot. Let me tell you what, he was about ready to throw in the towel about 4 times. So,
all right.
Oh, is Robert Van Hoyt here? I'm sorry. Of course, Robert Van Hoyt. I mean, Robert Hi-Fi Vega.
Hi-Fi Vega. All right.
Sorry,
is there a decent way to get the gains close without buying a SMD DD1?
So yes, there's a couple different methods you can use. Obviously, you can buy an oscilloscope, which, you know, you can get an oscilloscope digital multimeter for $69. Okay, DNF tool drawers under the meter section. If you don't have a digital multimeter and you're trying to do anything in car audio, spend $69. Get the replacement for the Lumi. It has oscilloscope built into it. It has a digital multimeter. You can play. You can download a 0 dB. You can download all the tracks. Kicker puts all the tracks on their website. So your 0, your -5, your -10. They even have like -25 dB if you just want to go nuts. Those are all available to download for free. The other way to do it is, of course, just do the math where you figure out how much your target output wattage is. This is the JL way, and you just put a voltmeter on the output and you turn up the voltage until, I think on the Lumi review video we did, we walked you through the whole process of how to do it that way as well. So go do a search on YouTube for our Lumi meter review, and we show you how to set up the amplifier just by doing voltage. So you do a little bit of math, you get your output voltage, and then you can set it up that way. So, you know, you're not going to be 100% perfect as far as like if you're worried about doing gain overlap and stuff. But yeah, you'll never blow any speakers. And dismantling a dash, have you ever, or Fernando ever broke a dash that you had to replace? Yeah.
What?
Yeah, of course, man. We do this for a living. You know, we did a podcast, back when we were doing podcasts, we did a podcast and we call it operating at 110% all the time. As an installer, you're expected to operate at 110 to 150% all the time, meaning that everything you do has to be perfect. The only other profession that I can think of like that is probably a doctor. Anything a doctor does has to be 110% all the time, because if you make a mistake, guess what? Somebody dies. For us, it doesn't. We don't make mistakes. I mean, if we make a mistake, somebody's car dies, or you know, somebody's heart gets broken. So we have to always be on point. Some days that doesn't happen, you know, because you can't be perfect all the time. So yeah, there's some cars that like we know when we take apart, it's like you're just praying to God that it doesn't shatter in a million pieces, like Nissans. They've just, you know, it's a crack. Oh, really? So what we'll do is we try to warn the customers before we start, so we know there are certain cars that are very troublesome, and we'll go, you know, like, hey, listen, your dash is going to break. How bad do you want this stereo? And, you know, there's a 50-50 chance. And we'll fix it the best we can afterwards, but we're not going to buy you a new dash because you have a car that's a problem car. Now, if for some reason you're just working on something just poof, first time you've ever done it, well, then, you know, hey.
All right.
Call eBay and pick yourself up a new part.
What is this? All right. I have a question about steering wheel controls, adapters. That's Rick. Rick Beckman says,
okay.
I have a question about steering wheel controls. I watched all your videos and I saw that you solder them into the factory harness. Why not just add the new pins into the new connector so you don't have to cut the factory harness?
So sometimes,
is there something wrong with doing that?
No, that's actually fine. So sometimes the steering wheel's controls are not in the main harness, so there is no adapter for it. So what happens is, now if it's in the main adapter, like for example like Honda it's pinned into the harness. So I have a box over on the shelf, and if I'm doing a Honda, I'll go into there, I'll find my Honda that has all the pins removed from it, because I've been, you know, I rob them out of there to pin them into the Honda I'm working on. Some cars like Toyota and Nissan, they're not pinned. Well, okay, older Nissans, newer Nissans are. You just add pins into them. But like on Toyotas, they're always on a separate plug. And unless you have that plug, you got to cut the wire unless you have the plug. Now, in a lot of cases, we'll have leftover parts now because like from like iData and PAC, because their harnesses just come with every plug there possibly is. Well, if the car doesn't need that, we take those harnesses off and we save them. That's why you guys are like when you see us build a harness, I always remove all that extra stuff, because those for another car could be steering wheel controls. Okay, so yeah, but in a lot of the times that there is no harness for it, there's no pins to be pinned, you cut it, you solder it in, or you strip it back. So most of the time, we'll do a military splice where you slide it apart, poke a hole through it, twist it around, solder it. Sometimes you cut it. It just depends. Either way, whatever we do is always going to be reversible. Meaning, if we have to cut a harness, which I hate doing, but it just kind of happens because that's just the way the world works sometimes, it's always reversible. So we can always solder it back together.
All right, Rams Autosans from Philippines. Wow, look at that.
The Philippines in the house.
There you go. All right. Oscar said, hey guys, when setting gains on a subwoofer amplifier, where do you guys normally set the subwoofer level on the Pioneer MBH 2400 NEX?
5.
Oh, that's exactly what he said.
Yeah,
How about a 5 does not account for gain overlap?
So
I'm using a jail.
So typically what we'll do is I like 5 dBs of gain overlap for pretty much everything. So if it's highs or subs, and the reason why I'll do that at subs is because I know everyone's going to work that volume control on the radio, and I'll turn that up between I'll usually go 2/3 of the way up on the stereo with that, and then I'll go to 2/3 of the way, sometimes half. Just depends on the customer and what I know they're going to be doing with it. And then I'll go back and we'll use 5 dBs of gain overlap at the amplifier, because then I know whenever they max that thing out, they're going to be close to 10 dBs of gain overlap at that point, and everything will be hunky dory. So
nobody say nothing, Bobby. Nobody say nothing.
So, by the way, Access DSPX webinar last week was pretty cool.
There you go.
Yes,
Did you enjoy it? That's cool.
We have. Yes, that was good. I'm glad he reached out to us on that one. I tell you, out of all the people there, he gets it. I'm glad he works at Metro. Gatlin.
Yes.
Yeah, because he's really kind of helping them out. It doesn't do us any good because he's in Canada, which kind of sucks, but he's helping. He's helping them, that's for sure.
All right.
Oh, Dodge Ram dashes. Dude, you don't need, all you gotta do is look at a Dodge Ram dash and it just like cries. You know, I love it. You know, remember the video of the guy? I'm gonna show you guys how to put a double din in my Dodge. I was like,
that was pretty cool.
And that's how you do it.
Why not?
I'm getting a chainsaw next week. Does Moscone make all the Bluetooth audio sound better, or just the high-res audio files? Fernando.
Man, okay, so the Bluetooth actually changed. Yeah, you noticed the difference.
You had a normal Bluetooth in your car beforehand.
Yeah.
And then you switched to the audio control Bluetooth.
Did you ever regular? No.
Did you ever use the audio control Bluetooth in the side of the amplifier for audio, outside of the DSP?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's fine.
But
as soon as you change it to the Moscone, you notice the difference.
Like right away.
Yeah.
The pipes are big.
Yes. Yeah.
So for those who don't know what he's talking about, I don't even know where we put the other one. I think it's in the box.
What's up, William?
Where did we put that $300 Bluetooth module? I wonder.
What is it, the other one?
It's in the box.
Oh, okay.
It's in the box of all your, it's all the lab parts.
Yeah.
So for those who don't know what he's talking about this guy right here. This is the most expensive standalone Bluetooth adapter you can find.
Yeah.
It really doesn't say much on here, but we're pretty sure it's LDAC. It's got to be.
Dude,
it's all in, you know, it's Moscone, so it's all in German, and they don't really get deep into it. And to be honest, I haven't gone to the website. The only reason why we got this was because John Schneid, who's on here, Nick Wingate was tuning his car out in front of our store, and he was playing it from an iPad using the Onkyo app. And I was like, what the hell is this? Why does this sound good? Because I was really like, you're going to play an iPad? Seriously? Come on.
Seriously, bro?
Seriously, bro. Over Bluetooth, mind you? Oh, and you jest.
And he said, shut up, sit down.
Yeah, exactly. And that's exactly what he said. Shut up and sit down.
Yeah.
So this has a Tosh-Link output.
Yeah.
Our optical out right here. Mm-hmm. So you can optical out directly into a DSP.
And that's what I did.
Yep, right into the DM810.
Yep.
And it has a remote in, remote out, power and ground. It has RCA outputs if you need them. And of course it has a 5-volt USB, which is probably for updating or something like that. And that's it. It's super easy to put into your car if you have an input for it. And yeah, it's 96K right out of the Bluetooth. So it's pretty special, that is for sure.
Yeah.
Not disappointed.
Oh, yeah.
Wow, so it's got other stuff on here. I don't know. You know, I like things that I can just plug in and immediately
you iPad, bro.
Yeah, so. Hey, from Georgia.
What's up, Georgia?
I need a bigger iPad because I can't fit enough high-res music on the iPad. It's like night and day with the Moscone part. Oh, yeah, for sure. And that's at it. So there you go. 2 opinions on that one. Maestro RR and a VW routing 2010 with rear seat entertainment. I feel that the Maestro RR and the VW will help you retain your instrument. In some of those, it will retain your instrument cluster information center. So you might want to check through iData/Maestro on that to see if it does that. Because I know in the VWs, that was one of the big issues, or one of the big, like, hey, we figured this out for Volkswagen, so now you can retain everything in the gauge cluster that you're losing. So your car might be one of those. If it is, by all means, I'd go RR.
All right, hang on. I'm trying to read this one, and I totally hate this one.
How important is signal-to-noise ratio in a DSP with amp? I've been comparing several brands, and while most are around 100 on the RCA JL audios, they're like 80. Honestly, I don't know. I mean, most of it is out of the range that we can possibly hear. I think what you want to look for more is the size of the processor and how well it processes the information, how big it's going to and how fast it's going to do it. So with the DSP, what you're really looking for is speed of the processor and that type of thing. Because that chip is where all the magic is going to happen, because you need to be able to keep everything in sync. The cheaper processors that are in there, that's where it all falls apart. So like the Dayton DSP that we love so much, don't. It doesn't have, it doesn't, you know. The DSR-1, as cool as it is, it's just a DSP, and it's very boxy and it's very narrow sounding. It doesn't have this wide, spacious sound that the more expensive processors with bigger chips in them do. So I think that's more the important thing to look at, is the size of the processor.
So I have a 608. Can I use the Moscone Bluetooth? Yes, you can use it. Yeah, you can
just, well, okay. You can. The problem is that a DM608 is really only made to run one source, okay? Yeah. So you can't switch between sources. It's a one-source input. So the 608 really isn't made to do that. But on the 608, you can get the Bluetooth dongle for it. Now, that is running aptX, which is really still pretty good. It's like better. It's not as good as that, obviously, but it's better. The reason why we're running it in his car was because his source unit, the phone was his source unit. So he was not using his radio. He was just using this as the main source for the car. If you're doing that, then golden. Mm-hmm. But if you can't switch between the two, there's no source selection on a DM608.
Right. What are you saying right here?
I have an ACM 2.300 on mid-bass and ACM 4.300 on my tweeters and rears. Mm-hmm. How would I set the gain overlap if I'm doing EQing on a DSP? So probably
maximum 6 components and coaxials.
Yeah, I would probably start with the gains all the way down on all the amplifiers, because naturally your 2-channel is going to be putting out double the amount of power as your 4-channel, so you actually already have built-in gain overlap just by your power structure. So starting with the gains all the way down, then you can start working with the DSP there. There again, the nice thing, so here's the thing. We always say EQ down, okay? Pull down, pull down, pull down. And that's because everyone's wanting to turn their gains up as high as possible. Let's say you start at 0, okay? Meaning your gain's all the way down. Well, if you're listening to the system and you're like, well, you know, I wish I had a little bit, I want to gain up. Well, if your gains are all the way down, well, then you can gain up just a little bit because you have no gain. So you're actually gaining up that one frequency, which in turn is gaining up the whole amplifier, but you're doing it externally. So the other option, of course, is if you gain up the amplifier, then you have to pull down the whole EQ. Okay, so one frequency up, gain all the way down, gain up, all frequencies down. We both get to the same spot. It's just a matter of which one might work for you.
What's up, Wayne?
Would the Moscone AMS be redundant if using the Helix Ultra with Bluetooth streaming? Yes. Yeah. Yes, that would kind of be redundant. There again, I don't know what the Bluetooth on that is. If it's an aptX feature that it's streaming over, let's say, aptX on the Helix, then yeah, it would probably be redundant because more than likely you don't have an LDAC phone. So you're still streaming at the highest bit rate it possibly can. But if you're one of those guys who just wants the baddest bitch on the block, now keep in mind, if you buy the Sony GS9,
just
built in. Yeah. You don't need it. Yeah. LDAC built in. And of course, then you have the awesome DA converter built into it, which is phenomenal. Which, don't worry, it's in Fernando's car right now. We haven't put up the video yet because we're still getting through the 911. But what do you think so far?
Dude, man, I just sit in the parking lot before I get and just like enjoy the music. That's it. That's just like.
No, are you streaming from your phone?
Well, Well, I was streaming from the iPad.
I know you were streaming from mine. Well,
but then
you're
I'm streaming from the phone.
Because it's using,
I download.
It's using that DSS whatever HX circuit built into it that automatically upconverts all your stuff.
Yes. Yeah.
On the phone and through the radio.
Yeah, that's what you use in the app and all that stuff. But
you've opened this Moscone wormhole. Oh, I know, right? You know, it's funny. We've talked about this dozens of times, but tonight this is the bad. I guess everyone's just bored and they're like, I got $300 burning a hole in my pocket. Dude, I saw the best sign the other day. Someone posted on Facebook. It was a Harley Davidson dealer that says, "I know you got $1,200 for a down payment."
Yeah. Yeah, that's the warhorse in the background right there.
So the Warhorse was a gift from Kicker for doing our documentary of them. If you look, circle the right there. That's Steve Irby's signature.
Right here.
So he signed that for us. He's a great guy. I've met him several times.
The only thing they took from that amplifier,
they took the preamp section.
The preamp section.
Yeah, so
everything is in there.
Weighs 85, it still weighs 85 pounds, but as a non-functioning unit that they give away as like a thank you. I'm cool. I mean, I would have been fine with just the cover. You know, the heatsink. I just think it looks amazing. So. You know, it still has the power supplies built into it. So they don't use a toroidal power supply. They use a planar power supply, which is totally different. So they have a planar magnet structure in there, which is pretty awesome.
We need you guys here in New York.
No.
I don't need it. But thank you, bro. Thank you.
Well, the Moscone is cheaper than the GS9, but the GS9 you can plug in and do DSD files right in the front of it. It's pretty awesome. It's a stimulus payment. Everyone got one. Do any tablets or iPads have the ability to display a backup camera?
Ooh.
So there are some Android devices that I know will allow you to do that automatically, but the iPad, no. The iPad doesn't have that feature built in. There are some backup camera systems where you have to like select it, so you have to go through, which is no fun. In December, Dean told me to buy the Moscone Bluetooth. Well, of course I did. You didn't. Any projects planned during this downtime test for power loss through a pardon me. So the amount of time like I've spent here, so like I came here the other day, we did some work on the laser. We've been for a couple hours. We'll do some work here and there. The problem is we really can't spend a lot of time here because it just gets claustrophobic here real quick because we don't have the back door open, we don't have the window open, we're just here, we're not, and it's like, it's really tough. So unless I'm going to do them on my kitchen table at home, which I'm not going to, I've just been editing videos and trying to just, you know, plan for the rest of the year. Yeah, it's tough. Okay.
Hang on, where's the other one? Right here.
2014 Charge with base radio. Is there any products that you know of to add Bluetooth phone to it?
2014.
Well, I mean, hey Victor.
What's up, Victor?
I mean, what do you mean by? Okay, yes.
Just to add Bluetooth?
Bluetooth phone for what though? I mean, for like phone calls and stuff. iSimple makes their solution for that, which is. It's an aux input. So, I mean, if you have the base, it's got to have Bluetooth
It has
phone,
to have a
though.
Bluetooth.
I don't know anything that doesn't have Bluetooth phone. Like phone calls.
Maybe. I don't know.
I mean, if...
Check iSimple.
So iSimple does make a Bluetooth phone call interface that allow you to answer the phone and stream music and gives you a little push button to put in any car. It's either FM modulated or aux. So if the car has an auxiliary, it'll do it over either one. But yeah.
So
that's what he said.
I can call Paul to
it's a cop car, no Bluetooth. Brackets. Yeah, okay, so yes, iSimple.com. Go to iSimple.com. I don't have the model number specifically for it, but yes, iSimple makes the adapter to do that. And I think we might have a video on that somewhere. But yes, it's really cool. It's got a little tiny green phone button. You mount it on the dash. You press it to do. Yeah, we did. We did an unboxing of it, and we had Jeff on the show when we did it. We did it like 3 or 4 years ago.
Oh wow!
Yeah, so we do have an unboxing video. It was like it had Jeff Smith in it, but it was But anyways, yes, iSimple makes that.
Ismael, so yeah, you can call Paul when we open, and we can make some brackets for you for your car, and yeah, you can call.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
Yep. 6 feet apart.
Yeah, no, right? Huh. It's a cop. Yeah, that's what it is. It's a cop car. Hold on. Scroll up again. One more. A little bit more. How do you guys open? Okay.
No,
you
no,
read
no,
that
I
one.
already
All right,
did
keep
that.
going. There was another one. Okay,
Right
forget
here.
it.
You guys are.
You guys are welcome.
Costa and give me a hand. 2019 Rams. Wow, man. Hey, full system. That's cool.
That's awesome.
Busy, busy, busy.
Hey, man, if you can get it, get it. That's for sure.
Yeah.
I have 2018 GMC Yukon with Kane.
What kind of speakers of doors?
So it's a 6.5, or sorry, that's a 6x9.
Yeah.
So everybody, that's a beautiful thing. Everybody right now makes a 6x9 component. All right, super awesome 6x9 component. If you want to do something that's like semi-easy, like not going to require any open heart surgery or anything like that, check out the Kenwood Exelon set of 6x9 components. They come with a 3.5 or a 2.5. I believe yours is the 3.5 in the dash.
Mm-hmm.
So you can fit the 6x9, the 3.5, and then you have a three-way system in your car. That simple, and it's pretty reasonable. If you're going to amplify it or something like that, you might want to check into, if you're an Alpine fan, Alpine makes 6x9 components in every series they make. I would recommend either the R or the X. Morel makes the 6x9 Maximos, which if you're going to put some power to them, will definitely make your heart just pitter-patter. You can ask Victor. He's got a set in his car. He loves them. And then, of course, Focal has the integration series of 6x9 components. They're, again, pretty reasonably priced. Aluminum tweeter or metal tweeter, so they're like right there. Regards to Puerto Rico.
Puerto Rico.
Do you know if the up-and-coming Kenwood floating radio has any features that would make me want to wait and hold off buying a high 10? It will be going into a Helix DSP. So the nice thing about the high 10 going into your Helix DSP is you can do a touch link directly out of the high 10 into your DSP. For me, that would probably be more appealing than anything they have coming down in the Kenwood, especially if you're going to be using the Helix DSP. Most of the features on the new Kenwood are going to be based on the fact that you're not going to be putting a DSP in. So the high 10 is definitely way more appealing for what you're going to be doing. I would buy that.
Alright. What dual USB you use to replace a cigarette lighter just for charging?
There again, if you go to iSimple.com,
Yep.
they have them on iSimple. It's either on iSimple.com or PAC. It's an iSimple piece. No, iSimple.com. So iSimple.com has that piece.
We have a video on that one.
We have a video on that one too, but it's they
There
make
you go.
they make it right there.
We have a video on that one.
We do. We definitely have a video on that one. Looking to integrate an audio control D4.100 to my system with my JL amp. Will the DSP and the audio control provide processing for both amps? Yes, it will. So all the audio control amplifiers, whether it be a D or an LC, has an output for another amplifier. Whether you're looking at the 6-channel or the 4-channel, it has D or LC. The D will give you, in the software, the output for the sub-channel. It knows it's going to be a sub-channel, so it will automatically be all set up. You can either run the bass knob that's built into your JL amp, or you can plug in a secondary bass knob into the audio control amplifier and control your subwoofer amp from that. So there's a lot of different things you could do. If you buy the... No, you can't on the 4. Never mind, can't do the Bluetooth on that one. But anyways.
The volume you use it from your phone.
Yes, everything is controlled from the phone. It's a Bluetooth dongle, so...
Yep.
All right, we'll get a closer view and we'll see what this thing can do, because these cameras don't typically do all that well.
Gotta go up.
I'm working on it. All right, so this...
There you go.
This is it here, and then if you flip to the side, here's the USB. This is, I'm assuming, this is a 5-volt. I'm guessing this is for programming or updating. It of course has the RCAs if you need them, but this is what you want to use. Your optical output here, and then you have your power plug here. It's a standard Phoenix style connector, nothing major. It's like, trust me, when this thing showed up and I knew how much it was, I was like, really? Could you put it in a bigger box? But this is it. This is all you got. I know, you can put it pretty much anywhere.
It's a power DC 5 volt.
Yeah, I know that. It says it on it. It actually says that right here. 5 volt
yeah?
DC power. Yeah.
Yeah, and just pair it to your phone and
Pair
that's
and
it.
go. I mean, literally, the only thing we did when we put it in Fernando's car is we hooked up constant 12 volts, ground, and a remote turn on. We paired up his phone. We plugged in the Toshiba cable and the DM608. Changed the DSP to the 5 and 6 input, and you're done.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, 53 minutes. Yeah, I know, right? We're gonna give it a couple more minutes.
Yeah.
Would you do an epicenter before a DM608, or just a DM608 and just epicenter for sub? I would go out of. All right, so here's what I do. If I had a DM608, I take my sub channel output into my epicenter. I would make sure that my crossover was off in my DM608, and out of the into the epicenter, okay, and then out of the epicenter into my amplifier, turn the crossover on in my sub amp, and then that's how I would do it, and it would just be wonderful.
Turn it off on the amplifier.
I would turn the crossover on the amplifier, because that's the last. That's where the crossover goes on the amplifier. So DSP, no crossover, epicenter, amplifier, crossover in the amplifier on. That's it. That's all you gotta do. Knob up front.
Wow. That's not how it sounds.
And then if you wanted to, you could also run the bass knob up front, so you can have your bass knob and your epicenter effects knob, put them right next to one another. Like Audio Fabricator did for the Chevys. He made those cool little things that went up in the AC vents. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, he made that crazy.
Yeah,
stuff.
thank you. Okay, I appreciate your time and the answers. Thank you from New York. You're more than welcome.
There you go.
Any difference between the new 6.5 components and coaxial kicker speakers
KS.
than the previous? Yes, it's a totally redesigned from the ground up. Keep in mind, anytime kicker comes out with anything new, there's a 2-year period in which the new products come out. So the new ones, I mean, if they're anything like the CS, when they went from the old CS to the new what we call the gold CS, that was like night and day. So yeah, the new KS series is going to be totally different. Trust me, when those guys decide, most manufacturers, when they're going to go from this to that, if it's not a substantial difference, they don't even talk about it. They just change the model numbers and like, yeah, we got new speakers, new model numbers.
That's right. Two knobs and the microphone.
Where it's at. Anyways, no, they're going to be a totally different speaker. Totally different from the ground up. All right, guys. That puts us at 4 minutes, which gives it just enough time. What type of sound dampening would be best to use on the roof? Stealth or Ultimate?
I'm going to say the Stealth.
Well, you got to be real careful because you don't want to get too thick down so that foam might be coming.
No, I say the Stealth, not the Ultimate.
Personally, if it were me, I'd do 2 layers of Stealth.
Yeah.
Do 1 layer of Stealth this way and then 1 layer of Stealth that way.
Now, do you remember what's the name of the
No, I have no idea. No, I can't remember.
All right,
guys, that brings us to the end. That takes us to an hour. I know, right? It was so quick. Thank you so much for tuning in today. I hope you guys enjoy this. We definitely did. It's nice to be active and talking to you guys and just having lots of fun and
That's
doing
what I
it.
drink, Anthony.
D&F Tool Drawer is a place you can go find all your cool tools and all the accessories that we use here in the install bay. It's up to date and the links all go to products. So everything is cool, everything is there. I spent Saturday night redesigning it and making sure it all works. Well, okay, I didn't change it. I just made sure everything goes where it's supposed to go. Put new products up, everything's there. I'll add the clamp onto it tonight when I get home.
That's right.
And Teespring/store/5stars, a place, I'm gonna sneeze, hold on. Ah! Dust. I sneeze that way, relax.
Doritos! That's right, Doritos.
Dude, you imagine it was like, oh, gross. Anyways, Teespring/store/5stars where you can go find these cool t-shirts like this. We have the cool patriotic 4th of July one coming up. Hopefully by the 4th of July we'll all be out partying. Don't you want to do it in your 5-star shirt? Definitely pick it up. Or you can pick up a 5-star splash shirt. Those can get in different colors. You can have lots of fun with that. Patreon is a place you can go to support the show. Thank you guys so much for being Patreons. There's quite a few of you out there, and we love all of you. We definitely do.
Right. Ebola, not Ebola.
Anthony.
Check
out Anthony's
Colombia.
Check out Anthony's Car Stereo Life for sure. That's a great fun to check it out. Since we're talking about joining other cool Facebook pages, definitely go watch his. You'll have a ball there. Junior is doing some amazing work on the CNC.
He's killing it.
He's a very creative individual. Anthony's not bad himself. He's a fun guy to listen to. Just saying. Anyways, Dean and Fernando's Car Stereo Clips is the new place you can go to find the Q&A that you guys so nicely provide for us here. We take the clips, we break them into one little thing, and it's just really fast and fun to watch.
I have an idea. Grab your wife's phone, your grandmother's phone, or whatever, and just subscribe on YouTube and Dean and Fernando Car Stereo Clips. Just subscribe.
If you're in Texas, go see Johnny Brolin there.
Baldwin.
Wiley, Texas.
That's
loud and clear. Go check those guys out over there in Texas.
And don't forget that...
And then just go, dang, you're tall.
12. Yeah, he's tall. He's really tall. I'm trying to grow a beard like him.
No, just stop
It's
right
not
now
gonna
because you
happen.
look terrible, man.
It
it's so
doesn't
bad.
matter.
It's so.
Hey,
like,
it's nothing I can do.
you
Whatever.
can shave.
I don't want
Everyone
to.
has figured out how to shave.
I don't want.
Anyways,
12 Volt Clean Wire Club. Just go and
it's on Facebook. 12 Volt Clean
that's
Wire
it.
Club on Facebook. I'll tell you right now, we have a new admin that just took over, Clint Lee, out of Europe. He's a Nazi, man. He's that's not a bad thing to say. He's
really
not a
cool.
Nazi. He's like
He's on point.
He's on point.
Yep.
So when we say we want pictures of clean wire, they better be clean wire because and don't take it personally. If you don't pass his test of like that's not clean wire, he's gonna boot you. And it's nothing personal. That just means go back, try harder next time.
And I believe it's motivation.
Yeah,
It's
but
motivation.
questions are great. So, like a lot of you guys said,
There
"Hey,
you go, Wayne.
Do you know anybody?" No, they don't. Do you know anybody that in this area that does clean wire? You can ask those questions there.
Yeah.
So that's what they're there for. I had a guy reach out to me the other day, and he was like, "Hey, listen, we're a retailer. We do clean wire. Can I put where I'm from?" Of course, you can put where you're from. That's the whole point.
Yeah.
We want to know where you're from so that someone looking through there can say, "Hey, is there anybody in this area?" And of course, it when they're searching, it automatically pops up because they're in your town. So if you're a dealer and you do clean wire, join the Clean Wire Club, put up your work. That'll just give you more places for people to go that appreciate clean wire. Now, if you're not doing clean wire, and you're just like looking at it, well, that's what it's there for.
Yeah.
And if you see something you don't like, make sure you tag it and tell me, and I'll delete it right away because we're not going to have that. None of this nonsense. Also, if you're going to put up a bunch of pictures of clean wire and then mix in flush panels and stuff, you're going to get deleted. I don't care. So no flush panels. I don't want to see flush panels at all, okay? It's not what it's there for. I want to see the clean wire. So if you did this amazing job, you got like 25 pictures, and there's like 4 pictures of clean wire, take out those 4 pictures of clean wire and post those, okay? All the other places you can put all that other crap on, I don't want to see it.
Just wires, man. I want a t-shirt of clean wire.
Don't you?
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Don't you?
I'm
talk,
interested in the Kinker warehouse. Oh, wow. Yes. That's the only thing we have, so that's it.
I'm interested in it too. I'm interested in keeping
That's
it
what
right
we
where
have
it's
it.
at.
That's what we have it. All right.
I'll never get rid of it.
And that's what I don't have, Wayne. I don't have that. Anyway, bye, guys. Maybe tomorrow in 5 minutes with 5-star, you can, do something.
What are we talking about? All right, guys. Check us out on Instagram. We're there. We go live every day, or try to go live every day. I don't know. It's been spotty lately just because it's like there's other things going on. But you guys have a wonderful time. Thanks for recommending Bruce at Frostbite is awesome. Bruce is the man. If you guys want a box
Do you
that's
see
cool,
his new puppy? His new
puppy?
New puppy.
Oh, we got a new puppy?
Man, that's
Oh,
pretty cool.
Not-
Anyway,
Anyways,
bye, guys.
you guys have a nice night. We'll see you later.